Hello again, this is Let's Play DecapAttack. Been quite a while. I was just waiting for this game to be seasonally appropriate. Yeah, that's it. You may recall, but probably do not because it's been a while, that at the end of the last video, I promised we'd check out Psycho Fox next. After playing that game for half an hour, and making no progress beyond the first level, I decided that game is completely unplayable, and I have the authority to do so because I've completed Splatterhouse 3 to 100% completion on 2 different versions. So, instead of a full video, we're just going to take a quick music montage look at that. So I hope you enjoy that. And there you go, that is the source of my suffering. It's too bad that that game is just got such awful controls, because I really like the idea. It's basically a cute animal platformer version of Killer 7, wherein you get to play as a tiger who does the catstare emoticon. But alas, it just does not hold up. So, on to Last Legland of the game we are all here to see, DecapAttack. For starters, we of course get a skull on the top corner, and we are already noticing ice physics. Ice physics are really bad in this game. So I'm gonna try and use them to my advantage as much as possible to get sort of a speed boost and bypass as much of this level as I can. That huge water pool down there is full of crazy fish. All that's down there is 1 heart refill. So yeah. A lot of traps in here. This is a very difficult and obnoxious stage. And I'm going to minimize my suffering, which is not going to be difficult because I just played through both of the 8-bit predecessors to this game. Which, as stated, not very much fun these days. Also this new enemy, the Clown Penguins, which I guess are a combination of 2 Batman villains. They're extremely obnoxious. Their movement pattern is really difficult to manipulate. They're really fast and they just come right at you. We got a new skull. That should help us. And if we're careful, should be able to get around these penguins. They move according to your controller. You literally control them. And it's kind of awkward, because that means they react to your movements instantaneously. Fortunately, they are even more susceptible to the ice physics than we are, because of the skis that they're on. We got a little shortcut over here. Saves us a bit of a headache. Costs us a skull, but That's what they're for. Okay. Don't know why they decided to fill the ice level with lava, of all things. But that's okay. This is a bit of a trap, but if we're careful, it sort of plays itself for a couple of seconds there. Okay, we know a penguin is back here. We can pretty much assume that anywhere we're going there's going to be a bunch of penguins in the way. This place is overpopulated with penguins. There's no way they have a sustainable food source here. But that's not our problem. There's a small discrepancy in our life count because after the last video I forgot to save. The first time in the entire Let's Play that I have forgotten to save. And then I replayed the level and did slightly better. All that means is we are more likely to see the end of this game though, so you're welcome. Decent prizes in this relatively shallow pool. Now, an irritating thing about these cowheads is that they can drop down from platforms that they're walking on, which many other enemies are prohibited from doing. That makes them obnoxious here, because they are not susceptible to ice physics. They have full mobility and come right at you. 2/3 ghosts inside of those totems. More ghosts than actual prizes in the totems these days. Still not quite as bad as the 8-bit games, which are, yeah, almost all enemies inside of the valuables. Just cruel game design throughout. In a way, I'm lucky I've never seen a Master System in person. So that guaranteed I would not have to play Psycho Fox myself. Although I obviously did end up playing it quite extensively. And there was commentary on that full half hour that I recorded, but it was unusable. And this game is a dream come true after playing through those. Wow. So much fun. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this. I love this game. It's really, really good. A lot of people are really down on the Genesis these days. Say it's got nothing on the average Super Nintendo. I can't think of a single Super Nintendo game that I would want to play. Probably because I never owned one and have no nostalgia for it, but I don't have nostalgia for this game specifically. I never played it when I was a kid, and it's really, really great. Even this really difficult and really unfair, possibly the worst level in the game, having a lot of fun with it. This jump you gotta be moving max speed to get up there, and they keep dropping penguins on you. Okay. Yeah. Just when I was saying I was having fun, insurmountable penguins. Infinitely respawning a millimeter off screen. That one got stuck in the geometry, though. So you can see this gigantic tube that goes all the way up the level to our left here. We are just about to reach the top of it. And if we're lucky, we'll get to descend in there. Not a euphemism, I swear. Okay. We don't want to go up here because that is progress. What we want to do is carefully sneak our way over here. Can be a bit hard to do, and then up. I was paying attention directly below me, and I completely didn't even see that bird coming in. Quite alright though, we have tons of health. And would you believe what we're coming down here for is going to make that even more true. I don't know if that made any sense. I had to doubt it. But what we're here for is this little totem, which has another transparent heart. Fairly certain that I said the last time we got one that it was the only one in the game. I'm just full of lies in this Let's Play. That's cool. Now we gotta go all the way back up. And if things go awry, I might just cut ahead. Things are going hideously awry. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. That was the worst of it. Now if we're careful, we just gotta watch out for ducks. Black ducks. Daffy ducks. Okay. So we are... There we go. Progress again. That wasn't too bad. So again, lava being held inside of ice. Not gonna question it. And we're actually very near the end of this. This is a ridiculously tall vertical level. I deserve that. Okay, now we're gonna cut ahead. Okay, I think this is right about where we left off. Yes, indeed. Unopened totem, so definitely. And the same guy who killed me last time. Gotta hit him. This better be a good totem. That would have saved my life last time. I like these little frog guys with the gigantic hammers. I especially like that they are ridiculously ineffectual enemies. So they had introduced actually decent enemies in the same level as the penguins. I'd be having a tough time. An extremely precise platform is made very irritating by the ice physics. But we are still very near the top, I swear. Even nearer, I would say. Just gotta be a little bit patient so that I don't get hit anymore. Really, death by damage is not your biggest enemy here. Patience is the key for this entire stage. It'll have you on your last leg, I tell ya. Just want to clear that out. So what we sort of want to do is go underneath here. This takes absurdly precise jumping, which I've just failed to perform. And this little guy's gotten himself in a bad place. So we kind of only got one chance here. You gotta do the bare minimum jump, and then pull back. Yeah, that was slightly more than the bare minimum jump. So you gotta very slightly tap the jump button. And also, forward momentum affects your jump height. Therefore, you have to be not moving as well. We were gonna have to make a ton of those tiny, microscopic, very, very careful jumps. It's sort of the gimmick of this one. And it's a very annoying gimmick. There is no equivalent stage to this one in Magical Hat, which I kind of appreciate, because this might just be the single worst level in the entire game. Even still, we're going to get through it relatively unscathed. It's not too difficult, it's just really frustrating if you, you know, aren't well practiced. You have to really practice the hell out of those tiny jumps. Okay, and I'm certain that other one is just a ghost, so getting out of here. Now, I believe the path I was just jumping on is the way to progress. And I also believe that the other way is necessary due to this being the third stage and therefore having our required item. Progress. I think. Am I wrong? I'm wrong. That's unfortunate. And I've got myself surrounded by penguins. Also unfortunate. Taking a beating here. This will all work out in the end, I swear. See, this is where the required item is. Yeah. Okay. And would you believe it's the one directly below us? Naturally, I'm gonna try and scroll those penguins off the screen and out of existence. Hopefully that works, because there's just too many of them down there. And then... yeah, excellent. That will get us our magnifying glass. Therefore, we can beat this level. This penguin. Okay, there's no way to get up from this section here because of that penguin. We can either tank a hit, or use this. And it's the Starman, in case you forgot. All for that one guy. Just as well. I think it might actually be possible, if you break all of those crumble blocks, that you can't get up that area to the required item. Might be. I feel like I did that my first time playing this stage. Hopefully I'm wrong, because that would be kind of poor design. But this is probably the most poorly designed stage in the game. So if it were to happen anywhere, it'd happen here. Oh, we want to go all the way to the top. The top is the safest path. We're almost there. Yeah, the hammer guy, he's on the top. So, carefully get our potions and our health refill. We can, of course, be crushed against the top. All of the middle paths are just the same thing, crumble blocks over lava. And that was almost unfortunate. But it's fine. See, that hammer passed right through me while he was swinging it. The hitbox is much smaller than the hammer itself, which really makes those guys hilariously useless. Once these birds stop coming, the only flagpole in this entire stage is just ahead of us. And we kind of need it. And we also need to use it properly. There we go. At long last, we are going to have full health for the first time since getting that second transparent heart. There we go. That is a ridiculous amount of health. I dare say God couldn't sink this ship in the ice level. Probably not the best choice. But I dare say it anyway. Now I think... okay, that didn't work. I tried to get up on that platform in my practice run, and it was impossible. And I suspect it was because I opened this thing for the skull, and then I lost the skull. So... oh, I just did it again. Yeah, I think that would have been possible if I had the skull, because you have to kill the guy who's on the upper cloud. Otherwise, he will interrupt your jump every single time. But the only way to get him is with the skull. He's too high up otherwise. I'm in a bad spot, because the boss is here. Let's see what the boss does. Can't hurt him. Jumps at me. Does nothing. Jumps the other way, back to where he started, and then becomes vulnerable. You've just seen 95% of what this boss does. This is an awful boss, very poorly designed, and most of what he does is waste your time and not allow you to hit him. That said, he's not difficult at all. Here's his extremely slow projectile. Much easier to dodge than previous bosses. And and he's already in his low health mode, at which point he gains the ability to do nothing new. Kind of a relief after the long stage. I just wish he were always vulnerable. Doesn't even have very high health. But, yeah. Better an easy boss than a hard boss at this point. And health refill at the end for no particular reason. Gathered 5 coins. Let's see what our yield is. Sure. It's pretty much random. I don't know why I agonized over that choice so much. Got a good feeling about those 2 in the middle, though. Hopefully. The other 3 are completely wasted. But hey, 2 lives. It's better than not any lives. A net gain. That is indeed the last leg we can see. Seems like only one little country there is lost, and that would be the island. Brilliant pun. The puns are back, and in full force. And it's kind of a creepy cave. This one's got a good aesthetic, so I think I'm looking forward to this one. But before we check that out, I wanted to show off a little something about the only remaining DecapAttack predecessor. Just to show off the one thing that's interesting about it. And that would actually be the cutscenes, surprisingly. You wouldn't think so, but yeah, I'm gonna show that off without commentary. That's gonna be the rest of this video. You're going to notice some very blatant inspirations from similar games of the time period. And yeah, you can basically assume that it plays like a worse version of said games that you will notice. So, please enjoy what little there is to see of Kid Cool for the NES. And that's going to be the end of the DecapAttack predecessors, and next video we will get to finish this game. I'm looking forward to it. I hope to see you for that.